Okay, now we're going to give you a use for your leftover pork. This is a dish that I came up with a few years ago when I did one of my many whole hogs and had some leftovers, and I'm thinking, what can I do with this to turn it into some kind of sandwich other than just a pork barbecue sandwich. So I came up with what I call a queben, and that is spelled Q-U-E-B-E-N. You take, this is 1 pound of pulled pork, and we put that in the sauce pot here. We take about the same amount of sauerkraut, drained, well drained, as you can see because it's sticking to the plate. And we put that in. We mix that up really well. And you're probably thinking that looks a little dry. Well, that's what the Spank-It Red sauce is for. Spank-It Red is one of my finishing sauces that I use. It's good. I mix it with apple juice and use it to spray my ribs and pork butt and brisket once an hour with. Have various other uses for it, but this was one that I hadn't thought of until I was trying to think of what to do with leftover pork. And so you mix that in. You just want to moisten everything. You don't want to really saturate it, but maybe just a little bit more. Okay. And you just heat that up, you simmer it until it is warm, and then we will move on to the second phase of it. And there's what it looks like preheated. Keep that on low, we'll let that simmer for a while. Okay, and what we do with that afterwards, I'll go ahead and prep a couple of them now. You can use a lot of different artisan breads or whatever you'd like, but I prefer to use pita pockets. Okay, I use pepper jack cheese, which you can either get slice it yourself, or shredded. I take a slice of the pepper jack, pop it in the pocket, another part of a slice in here. And we put those on the plate until this concoction is warm. Okay, meanwhile, we'll go back to the stir-fry veggies. They've been marinating for a couple hours, turned frequently. It doesn't hurt. You can't really over marinate them, but you want to at least let them sit for a couple hours. And what we'll do with those is we will fire up the wok. Okay, we're back to the queben. We have our pita pockets here with our Monterey Jack cheese. The sauerkraut and pork mixture is definitely warm, and this is a very simple task. You take your pork and your sauerkraut, You put some in your pita pocket. And it's just that simple. You say your sauce is already mixed in with your meat and your sauerkraut. The spigot red sauce will give it a little bit of sweetness, and you'll still have the tartness also. So, and the sauerkraut helps, but sauerkraut also gives it a good texture. So there is your queben. This pan will serve 2 pounds. You could probably get about 8 people, 6 to 8 people servings out of here. Depends on how hungry they are, but you can get at least 8, maybe 10 halves of pita, so 5 to 6 whole pita pockets out of that.